The endgame king has finally returned. Stasis Warlock mains, rise up. We are taking over Grandmaster Nightfalls. The gameplay you're watching is from a Grandmaster Nightfall. To help you understand the true power of this Stasis Warlock build, we had to go solo into this first part so you can actually see the ag control, the champion control, how we are locking down areas. We are just melting everything. We are getting damage buffs from Whisper of Rending. The way that I have this build set up, we are able to run Ice Flare bolts and stasis turrets without the need of glacial harvest to create stasis crystals for extra energy. With help from the artifact, it totally negates having to use glacial harvest, which is an absolute bonus. So we can definitely take advantage of cold snaps and stasis turrets to infinitely lock down. Champions are getting melted. We are using TECHEUN'S divination to cause massive explosions, plus it does insane extra damage to frozen targets. We are living proof right now that Stasis Warlocks have never fell off regardless of a strand. Next season, Stasis is going to be all over the artifact, so this build I want you to use, abuse, and get ready for it to be back to its best next season. Let's go. As always, if any of you guys are interested in getting some discounted gift cards, check my link below. Also, go check out AOA online for your discounted gift cards. So we're going to be using the best exotic in the entire game, in my opinion. I'm not being biased because I'm a Warlock main. I just think that the OSMIOMANCY gloves have been the best exotic for a while, and they are only going to give stasis builds an extra boost next season with the artifact. But for now, the fervid cold snap perk grants you an extra cold snap grenade. Cold snap grenades have better tracking, they travel farther, and grants grenade energy upon hitting or freezing an enemy. The grenade ability energy you get back off rank and file enemies is 10%. Elite tier 1s 22%, elite tier 2s 34%, and tier 4 elites, mini bosses and bosses will give you 50% back. The way I choose to play this build, I'll throw a Bleak Watcher out, I'll throw a cold snap at the enemy. This will refund me an extra charge, rinse and repeat. That is how you lock down areas, by dipping in between cold snaps and stasis turrets. So the first aspect we are pairing the OSMIOMANCYs with is Bleak Watcher. Press and hold your grenade button. This is going to convert your grenade into a stasis turret, which will constantly freeze enemies and slow them for us. As I mentioned before, it will stun overload champions as well. Also, when unstoppable champions get frozen and you deal damage, it will stun them. Also, the Bleak Watchers, if timed right, will prevent barrier champions from going up their barricade. Then we are following up with Ice Flare bolts, shattering the frozen target spawn seekers that trap and freeze other nearby targets. We're going to be pairing that with the cold snap grenade. This will freeze enemies on impact, and then when you get a kill, it will constantly seek out other enemies. So the fragments we are taking is firstly Whisper of Rending. This is going to increase our primary weapon damage by 40% to frozen targets. As you can imagine, with TECHEUN'S divination, it is an absolute endgame game changer. Then we are taking Whisper of Refraction. Every slowed or frozen target we defeat, we are going to be getting class ability energy back, which will feed into our grenade loop. Then we are taking Whisper of Endurance. Our slow effects last even longer. With Bleak Watcher, it's going to make our Bleak Watcher last for about 20 seconds. Then lastly, we have Whisper of Chains for our damage reduction near frozen targets. So the exotic choice we chose to run with this Stasis Warlock build is an absolute PvE monster. I swear by the TECHEUN'S divination in Grandmasters. One, because of the AoE damage. No, it doesn't scorch, but when you pair it with Whisper of Rending and getting that 40% extra damage, this takes care of adds and champions. With us having barrier bows this season, this is the perfect choice as well. So Sacred Flame, hip firing this weapon fires multiple tracking projectiles. Targets marked by these projectiles explode upon death or when struck with another Sacred Flames explosion. So as you could see from some of the gameplay, when we had everything frozen, we was igniting and blowing up everything. Another amazing choice that synergizes so well with the OSMIOMANCY Warlock build is the Vergas curve with its shattering capabilities. Not only that, the perk is final blows with this weapon grants stasis arrows. Your next hit shot will fire all of them in a single volley. If you plan on using Monochromatic Maestro, you would also get the 10% damage buff also. So we'll quickly go over the armor mods to increase our grenade regen and all of that good stuff. So we are taking 1 Assets to Assets and Solar Siphon to create Orbs of Power with TECHEUN'S. You could also swap it out if you are running the Vergas curve. You could swap it out for Kinetic Siphon and then throw on another Assets to Assets. On the OSMIOMANCY gloves, we are running double grenade kickstart. So we are going to be having armor charges thanks to the artifact, which we will go over shortly. So we will always be able to take advantage of grenade kickstart because we will have plenty of armor charges. Then we have a bolstering detonation mod, grants class ability energy when we cause damage with our grenade. On the chest piece, we are running charged up to carry more armor charges. Then we are running our damage resist mods. On the boots, we have innovation, reduces our grenade cooldown each time we pick up an orb of power. We have absolution, reduces all of our ability cooldowns when we pick up an orb of power, and recuperation gives us health back when we pick up an orb of power also. And then on the class item, we have double bomber to shave about 24 seconds off our grenade cooldown. And then we have reaper when we throw down our rift and we get a kill, it's going to create orbs of power feeding back into our abilities. So the reason we didn't need to run Glacial Harvest is because we have a semi-auto striker. I thought we would use a bow with this build. So if you have fewer than 2 stacks of armor charges, rapid precision shots with your bow will generate an armor charge for us. So this allows us to run Bleak Watcher and Ice Flare bolts. Another great artifact mod is Rapid Ranger. This will weaken enemies from a distance when you get hits with your bow. So fairly simple setup, guys, nothing drastic, basic build, but still powerful. Mark my words, next season this goes off. Thank you all for watching. As always, leave a like on the video. Dim link will be down below. I'm creamslice. Peace.